Hey, what's going on, guys? 118 Seth Shadow here. Let's go ahead and get started with today's market watch. We have a few different items to cover, and it's mostly going to be a lot of interesting gains that have been happening. So our first is Agnes Tachon, which we had been talking about this card every so often when it comes to both its legendary base and also the legendary of the Evo as well. And recently I had noted that the Evo was going up in value, and lo and behold, we have the same situation as Marazensky right now, where the super legendary of the Evo is currently cheaper than the base legendary of it. So, just a note, if you do need to pick up Agnes Tachyon's Evo, it's cheaper to pick up the super legendary right now. As for the base form, that one is close in value between both its regular and its super legendary right now, and they're both short on listings. 4 overall on the regular and 3 on the super legendary. 36.22 is the base listing with a market price of $33.66. And if you want the super legendary, that's $42 right now. $36.80 is the market price on that one. Sign wise, those ones aren't going any higher than their market prices right now. It's $298.80 for the regular form, and the Evo is currently at $157 base. And there are a few copies available there. But ultimately, Tachyon is still up in value as compared to what it was before. Even with the initial fallout that it had when Set 3 came out, being up in the $40 range and ultimately a card that plays in almost any rune deck, I mean, it makes sense. Not to mention, we didn't have as much printing of this set as compared to set 1 where Merlin is in there. But yeah, if you need Agnes Tachyon at this point, it's still pretty difficult to pick up at this point. Something that is easier, though, is Silent Suzuka, where thanks to the fact that it has a trial deck card, that also gives it a lot less value in comparison when you want to pick up the versions that are from the main booster set. When you take a look, the starter deck version is $5 base, while the base legendary from the main booster set has $4 as its base price. Although its market price is notably just a little bit higher than the one that you get at the trial deck. And then if you want the super legendary, that's not much farther off at $9.01 to start. And between the different versions of the Evo right now, both of the regular legendaries are currently about $1 to $1.50 to start off with, and the super legendary starts at $6. And if you want to get the signed versions, well, we are above the market price on both of them at close to $200 on each. $189.22 on the base form and $184.99 on the Evo. And then overall listings, when we take a look at cards like this one, it's 7 listings overall between the signs, and there are a number of listings available on all the other forms. If anything, only the Evo is a little bit short. And the one that has the most quantity is the one that comes out of set 1, not the one that comes from the trial deck. Rice Shower is another one that I wanted to call out. While the legendary looks like it's still holding around its market price, the other day I had noticed that overall listings have been starting to go up here. So taking a look more in detail at this card, you can see a slight tick up in value that's just kind of tapering off here. But when you look at the available listings, there's only one that's under $5, and then we move up to $7 to $9 for a lot of the listings that are still available on this card. There's potential for this card to see play as we continue to get more Necrocharge variants of Abyss decks, given that this card mills while doing field control, and on top of that, it's a ward. And since you do see a fair amount of Uma cards in Necrocharge builds, the last words also has a lot more viability here. So definitely watch the regular legendary. You want the super legendary. Right now it is above the price of the regular one, But I should also note that between the number of listings available, there are way more listings on the Super Legendary, 23, versus the Legendary, which only has 8. And then the SP is currently riding its market price with a 38-cent difference, and it's 127 base and 6 listings overall there. So watch where I shower, it is moving. Some things that are still holding steady or dropping a bit though. We've got Dragon Song Flute, which Discard Dragon is still a pretty good contender for this format, but its overall value has been holding around here. It's 835 with 17 listings and a market price of 957. And if you want the super legendary for this card, it's currently 2745 for the base listing and 2974 for its market price. 13 listings altogether on that, so there's still a good amount available to pick up. Then we've also got Alexander, which can't see play over time for its overall utility for board cleaning. And right now it's got 16 listings on its legendary for almost $9, and then super legendary is at 13 with 18 listings there. So there's still plenty available if you need to pick it up. I wouldn't imagine you need more than 2 of these in most circumstances. Something that is running out of listings though is Dark Offerings Promo. This is what you got as a box topper for set 1. That was random, of course, but the base price for this has gotten to 99 cents, and over the last few weeks it's been climbing in value and seeing more sales at $1 and above. The most recent sale was actually $2. And there's only one listing left at $1 before it actually becomes a $2 card. So if you do need to pick this up, well, there is the cheaper silver, but if you want to bling this, if you want to bling your Havencraft decks, it's getting up there, and I think it's now the most expensive of the box toppers. You had the Abysscraft one as well, but yeah, that one had held for $1 for a while. Now this one is actually crossing that threshold. And the last card for today is Jeanne d'Arc, which is seeing a slight recovery from its recent down in the market price, which was in the $2 range. Now the market price is back in the $3 range, and recent sales have been $3.50 to past $4. Available listings right now on this card, there aren't too many with more than one copy, and they are mostly $4 at this point. We take a further look. We do have a few listings in the $3 range, but that's with mandatory shipping, but there are some quantities there. So John is still not difficult to pick up and still has utility, but in most Fable builds today, I don't think you really play it anymore, so I can see why it's still not too expensive. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.